Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So glad you're here. We're gonna get some writing done today. It's Wednesday, November 6th, and I'm already on a live stream writing sprint for the day, which is great because it's 8 o'clock. And I just thought I would jump on and say what I'm doing for the day. I'm hoping that I can be really focused on writing today. This is like the plan if life goes well today. Yesterday, I got these little like gemstone-y things, kind of like what Sarah Cannon has been doing. I thought that was a really great idea to be visual. Right now I'm just putting it in like a cup because I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet, but I was looking at the Rough Draft Challenge like website and I'm only a little over 1,000 words and I think I'm supposed to be at 5,000 words today. So I would really like to spend a lot of the day catching up because I think tomorrow I'm gonna be busy. This weekend I'm not gonna write a lot, so I would like to try to get back on track at 5,000. So I only started this week, where the challenge technically started at the end of last week, but I was away on vacation and so didn't start it, didn't even look at it. I'm about 5% of the way through my goal, which is to hit 25,000 words this month, and we're at a little over 1,000 words total for the month so far. It's only been 2 days for me. So I'm hitting around 500 words a day these past 2 days. So today, in order to be like on track just in general with what I'm doing, I need to be hitting around 1,000 words just to start off, but I would really like to hit that 5,000 mark, so that would be 4,000 words today. Do I know if that's gonna happen? No. Are we gonna try? Yes. We are. We're gonna try for 4,000 words. Even if I just get half of it done, I will be happy. If I really want to try to make this goal this month, the goal is to hit 75,000 words in my manuscript. So right now we're around 52,000. My challenge is 25,000, but I think I was a couple words short to reach 75,000 in my manuscript. So it was only like 24.8 or 24.7. So it's just a couple hundred extra words to hit that like 25. No matter what, I'm going to hit the lower challenge, which is Emerald. It's their like 10,000 word challenge, so I know I can hit 10,000 words in a month even when I'm really sick. So we're gonna do that, but I'm feeling a lot better. My back is way less painful. I'm still not like up to normal where I can do everything, but I'm not in as much pain. So we're coming up on 2 weeks since my procedure and I'm feeling a lot better, which is exciting. I need to schedule all my like regular health appointments, be away for a week, and then I couldn't do anything the week that the treatment was. So I'm gonna try to schedule the chiropractor for tomorrow, and I need to get my acupuncture thing back on schedule. So we'll see what we end up doing. Hopefully with those things, maybe we get to like a much better place. We'll see, but let's get writing. Hello, it is evening now. I think I last said I was gonna update you when I wrote. I have written. I think I've only written like around 250 words for the day so far. I just got really distracted today. I should have like stayed off my phone and things with the news and whatever, and I don't know, my like creative brain just like went out the window. Anyways, on a fun note, so I got the rest of these little gemstones and I decided I'm going to measure my progress in 250 words instead of 500 words. So I'm going to have 100 little gems instead of 50 because I think right now I'm at 1,200 something words for the whole like rough draft challenge. I'm at exactly 1,251. Like I want to be able to put a marker there to give me that little like emotional boost of like, you're doing great, Sarah, this is awesome. Instead of being like, right now I keep feeling like I haven't hit 500 yet. Like, why can't you write 500 words? I don't know, but I am making progress for the 3rd day in a row, and I feel like I want to document even smaller progress. So take these, I'm gonna add some to my little pot and we're gonna count it up and see how much I've done. I started with 100 little gemstones in here and now I have 5 in the done pile, which like I know is the same like in a fraction, you know, as this, like doing it the 50 to the 2 or whatever it was, but for some reason this just makes me feel better. Makes me feel more motivated that I have 5 here. I'm at 1251 for my word count so far. So I will have 6 gemstones, hopefully, in just a bit from writing a little bit more and getting like another 250 words. And then what I should be at though, which is not good, is I should be at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 gemstones for the day. I think that's where I'm supposed to be at, 25. And I'm at 5, so I'm only a quarter what I should be, but that's really good. This was the whole point I wanted these, was I wanted to understand, like, okay, I'm supposed to be at 25 and I'm only at 5, which means that I'm only doing a quarter of the amount of writing. I'm a very visual learner and I could not grasp that the other way around. Like, I'm like, I don't know how many I'm supposed to have. So by day 6, I'm supposed to be at, what did I say, 25 gemstones. So I think I'm gonna make a list of that really quick and like put it with my little bucket here, and hopefully that's helpful. I'm trying to cut down on the amount of coffee I drink, so let's make a cup of tea before we get ready to write. Some stomach problems coming on. The last time this happened, when I cut out coffee completely, it really helped. I love coffee like so much. Like, it is my favorite thing to drink, and I drink a little too much of it sometimes. So we're gonna go with some Earl Grey black tea because I do love this as well. Just like doesn't hit the spot. It's not as like decadent as coffee, but we're gonna do this. So it's day 2 of doing no coffee for a while. We're gonna try it. It's already helping. I'm not having like half the problems I was having just like 2 days ago. I also started taking like a stomach protectant thing again, so hopefully like when it calms down a little bit, then I can like introduce like a cup of coffee back in on like a full stomach. We'll try. We're gonna write today. I wrote a little bit earlier this week, but only like 300 words. So I'm still quite behind on this rough draft challenge, but that's okay. We had a lot of stuff going on this week and I like made a conscious choice to like not write that much. But today we're gonna get in some words. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm saying it is. It is noon and we're gonna write for at least the next hour or half an hour. So let's go, let's do it. A video coming very soon for you is the other half of my office update. I'm in my office right now, and I'm gonna write in it for the first time today. It's not fully done. It's not really done at all, but the basics are done. I had to like rip out the carpet and put a new flooring. So we've like done that portion. It hasn't been painted or anything pretty, but I do have like a desk in here right now. I got an IKEA desk, like a stand-up desk, and we just have to finish building that, and it's really huge. Let me show you. Yeah, this is the desk. It's huge. It's like 63 inches long. Crazy. Yeah, so I'm in the process of building that, but I can't lift this by myself, so I kind of just like stopped working on it because I have to wait for my husband to get home to do this part anyways. So it's kind of like, why waste my day trying to build this by myself when we could do it together and like finish it all in one. So I'm just working on my old desk here that I usually just have printers on, like my Cricut printer. I just moved that so I can put my laptop here, but usually I have like this whole printing station on this one. So we're gonna write here today. It's not like the best setup for my back, so we'll see how long I end up working here. Probably just for like 30 minutes to an hour, but we're gonna try it. I think my desk is gonna be on that wall because it's gonna be large and I'm gonna be over there, and I have my walking pad. I'm very excited. Yeah. This will be nice. What is my update? I really didn't like writing this week. Didn't like it at all. I got my hair done the other day, like some highlights and stuff. You have to sit for a really long time, so I ended up writing that day. I brought my laptop. I felt like very productive to do that. So I got in about 300 and something words working on one scene that I've been trying to finish. I'm so glad I have my office back. I need to like break down exactly what I have left scene-wise because there's a lot written. I think we're at 53,000 words, so not very far along at all. I think one of the things I do want to do maybe today, I don't know, I just need to break down like small chunks, small scenes, and be able to cross each scene off when I do it. I have my little gems still. This is really fun to me. I get to put a new one in, I think, today. Let me pull up my rough draft challenge thing. I think we've done at least another 250. So I've done 1,553 words. So let me divide that by 250. So it says I need 6 of these. Does that make sense? Yeah, so it's just one more. That's what I thought. Yeah. So another one. which is very exciting. So now I have 6, but out of a lot. I redid my planner goal to reach, I think it was like 65,000 words for this month instead of 70. Yeah, I took 5,000 off because I haven't been writing a lot, but who knows, I may exceed that. So I think the emerald goal is 10,000. I was never trying to hit 25,000 exactly because my goal was to hit 70,000 words or 75,000 words or something in my manuscript, and that was like 23,000 instead of 25,000 or something like that. That was more the goal rather than like some arbitrary number. I just figured that hitting 75,000 would pretty much be it. But I don't actually know how much more I need to write. That's kind of a problem. I think I'm way farther along than I am, and it's really just because I replotted everything and had to change a bunch. So I'm not really sure, which is why I feel like maybe printing out scene cards and putting them on the wall and then just like crossing them off each time I hit one is a good idea. That should like be a better gauge for how much more I actually have left. I just know logically that like the smallest book I could write is probably 75k. I know that like going through rounds of edits and stuff, I will be adding and taking away and like whatever. So that's why my minimum goal is like 75k. My like actual book, I feel like it would be between 75k and 90 to 95k. So that's a big difference, especially when I'm only at like around 53. Yeah. I have been freaking out about writing this week, like feeling quite down some days about it and just being like, I don't want to sit down and write a lot of the time. It's like such a hurdle to get over that. And I know part of the problem has been not having an office or like not having a dedicated spot where like my computer sits where I can actually just sit down and write, because I know the first half of the year when I had that, I wrote so much more because it was just like you walk into that room, you have that desk like or like a spot in your house where it's like, this is like work time. We sit here and we like work on this book and it's exciting and fun, but also like it's just what you do when you sit there. So I think like trying to write on my bed, trying to write on the couch, trying to write at my kitchen table, which I've done that many times, but like it's just hard to do that. Anyways, it sounds like a small thing, but I think not having it for the past like 6 months really threw off my writing game. That has been my husband's like biggest push, has been like, we need to fix the office, we need to finalize it. He just like decided we're doing this like last week, because problem is I was doing this project and then I really hurt my back and could not like bend over, couldn't get on the floor, and so trying to like rip out carpet and redo flooring, and like we turned like these rooms, extra rooms in our house, into like storage basically for like random stuff. We had to spend quite a few months like unloading like things we just don't need and donating stuff, but we finally have done that, and everything that comes in my office is just like for work things, like for my shop, for writing, whatever. Like nothing else will be in here. Anyways, I've decided to make the list of what has to be done per chapter, because that's the problem I am running into, is that I can't call any chapter fully complete right now, or very few, because I've made a lot of like fundamental changes or just small changes and added more. I recently like did a few things where I realized my story was a mystery in the Save the Cat Writes a Novel. It's the Why Done It section, and so there were a couple things that I wanted to add to the beginning of the story and a couple other plot points, things that were there but they weren't like strong enough, I guess, or like they didn't follow the formula quite as much. I just wanted to kind of ramp that up, and I did that. So what I'm doing is I decided to go on to Canva. Canva's my best friend. I feel like I use it every freaking day. Basically just make like a pitch deck of things that I want to complete in each chapter, because that's what I find overwhelming. I realized when I go to open Scrivener is I have it broken down into chapters and scenes, but when I go into the scene, like I have to constantly be rereading things to figure out what it is I'm actually supposed to fix or be writing in that chapter. It takes up a lot of my time in order to do that, and so I just kind of made like a little pitch deck here, and I'm gonna see if I can print it out in like an easy way and be able to cross it off. So that's positive, because here it is. I have my chapter 1 open, and I did write a new opening to into it, love where we're going. Like the problem is introduced a lot quicker because in this first round we weren't really finding out what the problem was until like later in the chapter, and that just didn't really work for me. So we're finding out the problem pretty quickly in the opening paragraph. And also I really wanted to show the juxtaposition of my main character as a witch and the rest of the people she interacts with are human. She has to conceal that she is a witch constantly, and just kind of like how different her life is from them. Now I like wrote this really fun opening scene where she kind of like, I don't want to say stalks them, but she like watches what they're doing to figure out what she should be doing because she doesn't understand why they're doing something. She's like, I think I'm supposed to be doing this, so I'm gonna do this because in her world, like you would protect your home with wards, and all of the humans are like kind of doing like storm preparations, like preparing their like homes and businesses and things for like the storm season or like this storm that's kind of coming. And she's kind of like just not really sure why she's doing it, and she's really frustrated that she should be, but like she knows she can't look so odd. I had an original opener and I have to somehow connect the new opener to the original opener, and it's gonna take just a little bit of, you know, deleting some stuff, adding some stuff. I don't know. I have to kind of bridge those because I don't really need to get rid of what was like the original opener. I just need to like figure out how to like do it in a more continuous way. I don't know. I need to like bring them together. And then there's like a scene later on in the chapter where I need to now bring up this storm thing. Like that would be a natural conversation you would have when you're saying goodbye to somebody, is like being like, oh, like hope you're safe through the storm, or like, you know what I mean? Like gotta bring up this thing a couple other times in the chapter. So I need to sprinkle that in. And then there's like a final scene I have where I just had a brief, like some dialogue and a brief like outline of it. And I like either need to just make it a new chapter and it's the opener of the next chapter. I need to like think about how long I want this opening chapter to be, or I just need to finish writing that opening chapter and then chapter 1 will be done. So, but that's like probably an hour or two of work, like at a minimum. So I'm gonna kind of make some lists really quick about a couple of these chapters of like things that really need to get done. Anyways, so that's what I'm doing. I'm on chapter 2 now. I'm mostly done with chapter 2, but there's like one scene I think that I haven't fully written. I need to go in and kind of take a look at. It's like a very abbreviated version. I think it's like the last 2 paragraphs. It should probably be like 4 paragraphs and it's 2. So let's go to that. I think this has been the problem with not getting a lot of words in, is like there's a lot to do, but I'm like not sure what it is. And so then I just keep drafting like all these new scenes, which is really fun. That takes a lot of like thought and planning, and like I need to like journal about it sometimes, and like, and then there's a lot then throughout the whole book that is like unfinished, and unfinished as in you can't just read from point A to point B or like chapter 1 to chapter 3 because there's all these like little smatterings in there that are new and just like don't make any freaking sense because they're not finished, or they're just incomplete floating room kind of thing. Like there's nothing telling you where we are or what they're doing or like their body language or like, I don't know, emotions. It's like I really like writing dialogue when I have people interacting, and then I really like doing like internal thoughts and stuff. So those things are always there, and then I kind of like have to build around it. I think I just get too in the weeds sometimes. What does the room look like? And then I have to like make a whole Pinterest board of like exactly what it looks like and all these photos, and then I have to like research something about it. And like I did have to research recently. My main character is I need to come up with like the exact word for it. I keep using different phrasing, like a weaver. She's a seamstress. She owns like a shop where she makes clothes. She dyes them, she weaves a lot of the material together, and she also like sells that material. Anyway, so I had to like do a whole lot about her dyeing clothes and what they would use to dye it and how they would do it. And she has all these like young apprentices that like work for her, and she's like teaching them how to do it and how to like dye different material, like the way that the shop works. And then it's like, oh, this is in a time when like it was more like they used oil lamps and like all this different stuff. So I have to like really think about what I say sometimes. And so a lot of the time I just write it like how you would say it like normally now, or like just like a very general something, and then I have to go back in and kind of just like convert all the words to like time appropriate words and such. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work. I think I'm gonna go through the first 15 chapters and just do this little pitch deck, slide deck kind of thing, and fill out what I need to do for those so that chapters like 1 through 15 will feel done. I want to get a lot of words done, so I'd like to know exactly what I should be doing with them, and hopefully getting a lot more of these today. The minimum goal that my pacemaker planner wants me to do is about close to 1,200 words. 1,100 words. This is to get to 65,000 words by the end of November. So we really do have 2 weeks left of November, which is wild. We're gonna have to work on that. What am I at? 52 to 85. So we're gonna get to work and add some more gems to my little thing. This really, I don't know why this motivates me so much. It really does. So let's get to work.